Alright, we are back, taking our build into the third area here. We're mediocre. Like, this is not the weakest build I've ever built, but it is not particularly strong either. So this would pretty much make his heals go absolutely crazy. Shielding on each shield allies by 1. But the shielding and the heals... Ooh, it's tough. Cleanse 2 debuffs and applies 1 temporary power to target ally. So the ability to cleanse debuffs is going to be pretty important later on. This, I wish it was not to itself. I would choose this if the debuffs were to anyone else. I will take this because the 5 corruption's pretty clutch. I've been struggling with that this run. And then let's see if we can get lucky with our XP here. Alright, we'll take a level. That's kind of crazy. 4x8, okay. I mean, this is also a pretty insane heal. Oh, man. I mean, long con-wise, this feels better. This, with the ability for the 3 power, I'm going to take that over the fire dash, and then I've got different heals of different elements. Is that really what we want? 3x7, 3x7, temporary power versus the wild? I think so, because if we don't need the element, the 3 temporary power still goes crazy on a big attack. Alright, we'll do that. And then we keep going. Still fairly corrupted down low, so Knight would be an epic item. Epic. I think I'll just take this, because if it's a bunch of XP, I'm very happy with that. Or maybe if it's a epic item, it helps with the debuff cleansing. Alright, any rare area here? Nice, we got one. Heals ally, water, debuff. I wish it was a debuff cleanse. So you're pretty much a support action every turn. If I can edit that out. And that's normally why I have the doors closed. But the boys were chilling, so I was going to let him take a nap, and then he freaked out. Alright. Earth healing shielding. So this really is an earth and a water. Debuffs deal 1 less damage, but I'm not actually getting rid of them. Versus this is constant corruption right now, and the healing and shielding is probably a little better, so I'm going to scrap it. That feels kind of bad. Alright, any high height advantage? Not really. We're going to take out one of you. Alright, getting our natural shields up a little bit. 665 is not a bad start. I mean, this is just always a really solid first play. That gets me close to breaking. No. I'm just going to keep the redirection going. Naga's going to do Naga things. I do wish I could get a power off on that redirect, but that's getting pretty greedy. 114, not enough. So this would consume 1, do a little attack. Water fire. Yeah, I don't hate doing it here. Because then I could do boom, boom this turn and get a wild. Not bad, not bad. We definitely had better turns, but... Alright, up to 3 wild, that's solid. Ooh, I don't know that we're gonna make it through this third area. Depends on what this is. Fire. So shield retaliate here. That gets me to 5. Okay. Kind of want to heal down low and get 3 temporary power down low. Because then the Void Blast does more. Alright, we at least break 1. And we're still at 4 power, which is pretty solid. We'll see if I can get another Void Blast off. Sidekicks are going to get Naga. Alright, we've got another Retaliate play up top. So the Shield and Force kind of goes crazy here. Because then the Retaliate's doing more. That gets me to 3. I could boom, boom. Okay. If by boom, boom you didn't realize that was Wormling doing the double dart and the heal, then I don't know what we're doing at this point in the run. No, I'm just kidding. I gotta use my words, but pretty clearly, these are my best plays. I'll do this, get closer to breaking. He's redirecting anyway, that's fine. The powers are nice. We're at 4. This gets me to 5 and the power. So I'm going to do that to Naga on the Retaliate. Let's keep him alive. And that gets me to 5. Kill, boom, boom. Alright, not bad, not bad, not bad. It's 2 turns in a row we got off the Starscream. That's always the goal. Ooh, Naga's taking big damage here with these power hits. Okay, the miss helps. We're doing alright. We're slugging our way through. Feel like an attack here does not feel too bad with all my temporary power. Like that would get him pretty close to where I could then do 2 other options. So fire is back what I need. Versus if I fire, boom, fire, or this fire, I can get back to 5. Alright, I'll stick with the defensive plays because that gets me to 5 wild to do another big AOE attack. Chip damage here. Nah, let's make sure we kill here. I'm sick of this sidekick. I can get through this pretty easily without the sidekick damage. What are we at right now? 4? So this would consume everything but keep me at 6. It's not doing a ton of damage, but it's still a decent attack. And then we do this and win, because we're at 10 power. And that last chip damage for how much power's out there is kind of saving me. Like the extra 20 to 30 damage is huge. Alright. We do not really want O healing. With Age for 5 and cleanses 4 debuffs from them. I mean, this is pretty nice in terms of getting rid of debuffs from Naga. What would I get rid of? Probably Charge Beam. The huge single target attack is not that effective. 5x4 is big damage, especially with the power I'm doing. But 3x4 feels pretty good, especially with the heal. Technically, it heals all allies with Age. I don't think we are getting any Age currently. But it would be a way to possibly heal myself too, so I'm going to take this over the Charge Beam. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Holy cow, Meteor Charm kind of goes crazy as a free support action. That's pretty good. That would be better than... than Fiery Stabs. Especially since it's a free action. We take that for sure. Alright, I do have to get HP up on these guys eventually. Health shield, good, but not great. Let's get rid of one of O's perks. I think the +1 damage feels really good. What am I going to get rid of? Do I risk getting rid of the shield here? Sure. And I will take more damage. No hidden areas. It's probably a little aggressive. I kind of liked the base 5 shield, but not essential to the run. Oh, hey, we found one. Another one this run. So wild, is it all of them, or is it crystals itself? Or is it void? Ooh. Am I gonna have to pay attention to all the lore in this game? Okay. So it is not crystals. We'll go from there. Cool. Still want to find a rare monster somewhere, but we will eventually. How am I doing on mementos for this run? I think I got one going. I've caught all these guys, so it doesn't matter. Nope, I'm out of mementos, okay. Alright, I think this is the delivery guy I've been waiting for. Be right back. Alright, so back here for our weird fight. The issue is I don't have what I need for the shield retaliate. These don't break, so that doesn't do me any good. Whew, this is a tough turn. I cannot say I'm enjoying this turn. I think I need the basic attack here. Do I do the dart and then basic attack? Probably, because then I'm getting 2 actions to at least get a wild. Alright, let's keep chipping away at you. That gives me what I need to shield retaliate up top. None of these particularly help. But at least here I'm getting wild and I'm getting his poise down, so that's my best play. Holy cow, just a straight up 20 smackaroo, now he's got dodge. Hate that. Not gonna lie, I kind of missed that 5 shield on Star Spawner, but that's alright. Alright, we're getting hit twice. This would redirect both my way. This gets me to 4, okay. And the temporary power kind of goes hard. I still have my turn then to do this and stay at 4. That gets me up to 6. Man, I wish I could do this and get there, but I can't. So the free action goes hard, because then that would be my second action of the turn. Because I'd like to get the 3 extra power. And I stay at 5 here. I'm doing this primarily for the power. And now this goes pretty crazy, doesn't quite kill, but huge damage. as I've pivoted my Naga hard into the tank role, I've kind of lost some of the force generation, which I do miss. I miss a lot, but that's alright. Holy cow. Alright. We're still at 2 elements. We could probably get another AOE off this turn. We'll be close. And this is turn 3, so at least we have significant base shield. So the way we'd get force up is to do this, which is also my only way to get damage out. I'm gonna do it here because I want to make sure to kill him this turn. Alright, we're up to 3. The heal gets me to 4. If I lawn dart into the heal, I'm still at 4. And I have the force and the temporary power. If I'm gonna do something that's not super helpful, I think I just give it to Star Spawner. Okay, that would break there. So can I kill anyone with an attack here? No. We do not have enough power. I can't get to 5. Not a bad Hexing Harp turn, if I'm being honest. Not a bad Hexing Harp turn. Because I am 1 off. Ooh, tough choices here. Tough choices. Alright. Let's stop you from doing what you're doing. And you guys both have 5 force. So let's stop you and let's focus on killing the Jinn up top. I think that is the priority. And then here, I can't do a whole lot, but I can at least give a heal and a temporary power to Naga to keep it alive. We'll get the redirect going. The basic attack will go into there. Can't say I loved having to use items already there, but I was just off what I needed in terms of the Wild Ether, so. Alright, we gotta kill this turn. I can't afford to sit here and take more poison damage. At least it's wind. This is doable for us. Alright, big damage here. That gets me to 4. This gets me to 5. Man, I have to do that. Alright, it's fine. It's all fine. And then we get the Star Beam. Ooh, sketchy. Alright. We're looking okay. I've definitely been better, but it's working okay. I just really need some traits that are going to pull this together. My skills aren't bad, but... honestly, kind of thinking of going downgrading to the drum. I know I'm missing the shield and the earth, which stinks, and the corruption always helps. But the debuff cleanse every time I do a support action, and the power, that's pretty important. I'm not doing much crit. At least I get 5 shield. It's not great, but I'm going to take it for now. Hey, is that the Mephisto, the new character? No, I don't have any mementos. I want to catch it so bad. The heal poison combo sounds crazy. No. Let me get a blank memento right here. Watch. That makes me sad. Top, bottom, everyone. You're really hitting everyone turn one? That feels excessive, my dude. That feels excessive. Could you not do that? I mean, it's not a big attack, but I think that's what gives me a bunch of poison and terror. So it does get out of hand fairly quickly. I mean, this is a pretty solid attack. So I'm just going to send it. I did not. I generated 1 wild that turn, so a little unfortunate, but at least they're doing some water shenanigans. I'll be up to 3. It's going to be a tough battle for me. They have a lot of debuffs they're giving out. It's a good thing I changed Wormling's item, if I'm being honest. I'm going to need to heal off that poison. Alright, we start out with this. Let's get some shield up. Let's get some power to our team. Then we do this. Okay, we're up to 3. That gets me to 4. I'm off by 1. Again. I do think I need this heal badly. Oh, we got close. Just off. Alright, just outright killing feels pretty amazing. Blood Drain, triple attack, triple heal. I love that. That's pretty cool. Alright, he doubles his healing. Nice. I saw the ×2. Let's see if we can hit them both now. We're at 6 and 6 stagger-wise, so they are pretty healthy. What does that leave me? 2 and 1, which is what I need for this. But what gets me to 5? This gets me to 5. Okay, alright. You gotta stop with those shenanigans. Alright, the force is big. That gets me down to 3. That's going to stay neutral. That burns 1. Alright, so we do the heal and power down low. More so for the power's sake. Oh, I'm so close to killing. So this would kill. That's probably more important. Man, I wish I had a blank memento. That's alright though, we're doing well. Oh, he healed his poise. Interesting. You're going to be a pain in the butt to catch, aren't you? Alright, alright. I see what's happening. Alright, we do this. We give our power back to our attacker. We then give him force. That burns 1. I'll be able to get it back with Wormling. Psych. I won't be able to get it back, but this attack will do big damage. Alright, I'm going to do the Lava Surge because I believe that puts him in kill range for Star Spawner. The Cleansing Flame. That actually came in clutch this fight. 3 kills with it. That's big. Alright, initial force. That's cool for Naga. So this kind of just goes crazy Aether-wise, which is nice, because the more I have, then the less I have to burn of the wild. Hitting everyone for wild feels pretty good in terms of staggering, and this is a free action. And it's 2 permanent power. This is probably my better bet to speed up my setup a little bit. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to take the Age and Shield here since I got rid of my other way to shield. I definitely feel a little exposed, and now with the Age, I believe it should heal off debuffs when I do the fire attack, which is pretty important. Bro, you just zipped this way when I clicked RB. Where's the hidden area? We already found it. I doubt there's more than one on a map. Alright, Night, Witch, Aether. It's gotta be here. It has to be here. I definitely could pivot later if needed, but I mean, I'd like to stick with this comp. Oh, there's our flank memento. Shoot. 1 round too late. Maybe we can find him again here. Let's see. I'm going to take the power, because the power just scales with everything else I'm doing. Probably Medusa's the scariest with his AOE stuff. You could argue the Lion Hippo is. I don't even know what that is. Alligator, but it's got a lion's mane. Alright, we now have aging on 2 characters. That's kind of big. This 3-2, then I can still do the other one. Alright, the Volcanic Guard there. Actually, I think I'm going to basic attack here. Because then Wormling could get a heal. It's still an okay basic attack. I mean, not a great turn, but also had worse. Ooh, this Slime Volley goes crazy already. I don't know why he sidekicked the bottom there. I kind of hate that. Nice stagger for next turn. That's big. The Fire Lance. Who's this Lance gonna attack? Naga? I'm okay with that. Alright, we are close to our 5. I need an impact turn here. And we kind of got it with the fire. Alright, we still have a Retaliate up. I think I do this to get to 4. Because this should get me over what I need. Alright. I'll take the redirect here. It's a little sketchy, but we're okay. And then I'm going to do, I think, the free damage into this. Either that or I could just do this heal. Yeah, this heal gets me to 5, and the power gives me the power. Alright, gets me back to full health. I don't have a ton of shield on Wormling, but this is my big attack, so let's see how this goes. We kill one, we do big damage to the other 2. That's worth it. Man, I wish I would have outright killed Medusa, because then that last little attack would have gone to someone else. 9-9, the sidekick hits. And then who's the Fire Lance hit? Oh, we barely lived. Holy cow. Alright, Naga, you gotta chill out, buddy. You're going from full health to almost dead every turn. Alright, this is our big shield turn, so we're not in terrible shape. But we've also been better. Either of these get me to 3, that's pretty important. If I can kill him, then the top guy's doing nothing. So we do the lawn dart to break here. And then we see we can get to 5 with this heal. We do not get to 5 there. We can get to 5 here, but it doesn't do any damage. So I'm going to take this heal. And we're going to give that to Naga. I don't know that we can get through everything we need to. So actually the water attack, because I have so many extra to consume, goes hard. Starbeam goes hard. This goes hard. I'll just do Starbeam. That's big damage on both. That feels really good. The electric jolt, you know, it'd be scarier if there was another monster out for the sidekick to trigger. But we worked our way out of that one. I'm still in really bad shape corruption-wise. I'm gonna have to spend all my gold just to get rid of it. Alright, everyone's up to 3 worthiness. Maybe I can get them to 4 at the end of this run. I'm doing a lot of retaliate, so getting Aether for it feels good. I really kind of need to be selfish here. So, like, this is good that allies get the defense and shielding, but I care less about that than being selfish, if I'm being honest. The Aether generation kind of goes crazy, but none of these are really what I need. Alright, flawless defense, it has to be. It has to be, that's exactly what I was going for. Alright. Shield self for 4, defense +1. No, we leave that be. Whenever a buff is applied, 24 power and healing. Wild damage +4, and that's going to work with his wild attack. So I have to do the lance. Sundor, heal that corruption, my man. Nice, got everyone out here. Love that. Alright. We interact, we jump down. Ooh, the double Nagas are kind of scary. Let's stagger one and see if we take less retaliate. Okay, I'm thinking I'll do the Meteor Charm here. Get a little bit more shield. Maybe that's not the right play. The power on Star Spawner is probably always the correct play, but that's fine. They're all going to hit Star Spawner, so I really just need to heal up top. That consumes 2 to give me 1, but then I'd have to burn 2 for that rather than 1. Alright, I'm going to do the Big Breeze heal. That should get a little heal on everyone too. We get some elements out. Three by 5 gets pretty close to breaking circuit, but I am consuming a wild for that. Versus this does a little bit to circuit, and we're saving our wild, so I'm fine with this. Alright, now that we get the shield on the retaliate, that's huge. Nice. Alright, Naga's in a lot better shape than we were. Wind, we can set that up pretty successfully. Let's give him power first and foremost. And then, let's see, I can get the wind. I can get the wind there, so I will do the volcanic guard again. Alright, we're going to do this. Get closer to breaking. Staggering. Alright, nice, nice, nice. Ooh, I do have to keep that in mind, the retaliate shenanigans. That gets me up to 8. This keeps me at 5, but would give me 3 more power, which I think is always worth it. Oh, he's at 1. That's frustrating. But that's my best play by far with the +4 wild damage. Yeah, we're up in the 20s now. We're getting there. I could have greeted the force, which would have killed the Naga, but that's alright. Alright, everyone took a little bit, but we spaced it out pretty decently, so I'm not too concerned by that. We still got a few powers up. Nice, and fire. Alright, with the fire one, we should just win this turn. Would be my goal. You're probably the one we need to make sure is in range, so I will do that. They're just going to keep attacking back and forth till one's dead. Alright, this gets me to 5. Sure, I'll get a couple kills. That's about time. Homeboy did something offensively. We're going to need that attack come late game. Alright, the corruption is getting out of hand. I'm going to have to go all in on this Aether Spring and then maybe use my Hourglass before I get to the final boss. No, we're not going to exchange our stuff. We do have a lot of gold. Maybe that's the wrong play. Is it worth exchanging? I mean, I'm almost at the end game. Alright, I came here for the Aether Spring. Where is it, is the big question. Did I just straight up miss it? Because up here... This was our secret area. Nope, it wasn't. That's okay. And down here. Interesting. I don't know what happened there. But I came here for the Aether Spring because my team desperately needs it, and I don't see it. Which is bad news for us. That was the element choice. That's to spawn. And there's just this for the exchange. Huh. Am I corrupted enough that I pivot? Because I could summon someone right here and summon someone in the next area, so I'm not going in with this much corruption. But I don't know that I can double pivot and still have enough damage to win this. That's 1 debuff for every cleanse from self. So I have to be the one to do it to myself. I've already used these two. I have not used Wolfie, who would be a decent attacker, because I can start getting a lot of extra attacks. So Wolfie would become my damage, and then I would just pray to get someone decent for my final slot. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to stick with this team. I think the right move here, competitively, is the pivot. And I firmly believe that. But I don't really care to pivot and then just roll the dice on whatever I can get. So this drum is better at what it's giving than this. The Aether Chance and the fire damage are a little bit more effective. I might need the reactivation turn, so I'm going to take that. And I'm going to take all the XP I can get. Nice, we got a level. Snow Charm's not bad, but I think I'm going to need the health. What would I get rid of? None of those. Don't think I'm going to get anyone else up. XP-wise, I needed it all to go to O, and I didn't hit that. Oh, baby, are we corrupted for this fight? Alright. It's not this one that's the issue, it's the next one. I really needed that Aether Spring. I would have spent all my gold to get the max off. Alright, so we need earth things, but I don't have earth, so I'm kind of in a bad spot. I do feel like I'm gonna have to use these. Because like his first attack's already hitting everyone. Now I could break it, but I really think I need to save the break actions for the next guy. Ooh, baby. So the question is, who am I basic attacking with? Water, fire, fire, that still doesn't give me the earth I need for either of these. But it would at least give me this, which is 2 force, but I don't have any redirect. The Lawn Dart does absolutely nothing for me this turn. Alright, well we gotta get O healthier. Now I have the wild to do this. If I did that, then I could not do this. But I could do this, okay. Throw that on O. Oh, this team comp's hurting my brain. We do this for the force. I mean, I think it's either of these. That's 1 and 1. This is 1 and 1. What's the basic attack do? I'd rather get him closer to staggering. So I'm going to stick with this. Alright, at least he's not doing his 100 hands nonsense. So now the fire attack to heal off the weakness feels pretty good. I'm still only at 1 wild. This needs to be fire. Alright, wind, that's kind of tough for me. So if I basic attack and then do this, I'm getting close. And then I do this on O, get me all the way to 5. Alright, that's big. Everyone's still full health. I don't have a ton of shield, but I'm not in the worst position ever. What does this do? Yep, I can afford that, and I'm shielding O, which is necessary. And then I have this to do damage and to get force on O for this attack. 2 by 19, 3 by 8. I used all the water, or else that probably would have done more. Alright, we'll run it. I should do one of these first. The double break feels pretty darn good. Free turn here kind of feels like a win. Alright, now we start taking the 100 hands. It gets sketchier. Two, 2, 4, that's worth it. Alright, we keep the power. How are we doing? I mean, I'm getting pretty powerful myself. And this is my retaliate turn, but one of his are the AOE attack. Alright, we're going to keep O help here. So this would break one full action. This would also break that same action. 415, 403, so this is better. Alright. I think this is worth it here. That'll get me 2 redirects up. But really the shield's the most important part. And the force. Nah, we're gonna go for the force. I gotta stay offensive here. I need to stay offensive. So if I do 2 here, I could then give him down low that. This will at least get rid of the weakness. The weakness and force kind of balance, which is unfortunate. Alright, we give that to O. Get that power up. And then with the force and the power, this is the biggest attack I could hope to do right now. Any of these that I need to do this turn? Not really. Holy cow. 150 damage? That's solid. And I should keep scaling some force slowly. Okay, the retaliate on Naga helps. Not enough, but it helps. And fire. Alright, fire means I should be able to get this off. I mean, do I do the power on myself? I'm up to 6 power here. So that actually makes this a pretty decent attack. No, he's double attacking into the bottom. I'll do it here, that's fine. O is my damage. Alright, 3-3, that gets me to 4 there, versus this gets me to 5, and then I would redirect the single attack. No, we stick with the offense and the force. Alright, the lawn darts are not worth much. Only at 4 right now, and I do need to get to 5. So I think it's got to be this. Kind of a slow build. We're really just playing the elements and biding our time for bigger attacks, but it's definitely an interesting build. I mean, I could reactivate Naga, but really the only way to kill would be to reactivate Star Spawn, to attack, reactivate, attack. And I'm in an okay spot to not do that yet. This should hit everyone. Actually, this in 100 hands might get close to killing Naga. Nice. We survive. Alright, we survive and we should be able to do 50. I'm going to use my first hourglass here, because I would like to make this a little less intimidating in the last fight. We're going to give the power to O for one last water attack. Should be able to get 50 with all that water. Yeah. Anything else I want to do first? Not really. I don't have another way to heal corruption. Yeah, consume all those water elements. Huge damage. We scale, we just scale slowly. I at least get 2 level ups here. The free redirect's not bad, but my other actions are all very helpful, and I do not want the charge beam, so I'm just taking this. So this is the same as the water, but fire. I typically use my fire more on Naga, so I'd rather have the water. That actually might be a little bit more of the fire damage, but I stand by it. I'll take the health. Oh, this is sketchy. I needed that Aether Spring. Ooh, of the same buff. Debuff cleanse from this monster, so I'd only heal from Wormling. And I think the drum's too good. The talisman, the buffs would get my power going crazier here, and the debuffs would be nice. I'm losing some damage until my power buffs would outscale. I think I gotta risk it. Because it's not only the power buffs, it's potentially the force, right? If I can get 2 force, that'd be really, really big. And I did everything I could do here. Ooh, I'll buy an XP. It's not gonna be enough, but I'll take it. Any hidden area here? We got one more hidden area, giving us that spring we're missing? Nah. Alright, at least we get to heal off some corruption here. Not enough. We're still very corrupted going into this fight. I'll take the memento for future runs. I'll take the XP. Alright, this is it. Let's see if we can win. I gotta be honest, I don't think so. But we'll see. Maybe if I can use my artifacts right, we can pull this off. I think Naga's really good in and of themselves. So maybe doing something more supporting Naga, having force attacks on the retaliate would have been a better plan than going all in on O's attacks. But against the boss tier, O's attacks are going to be really nice to stagger everything. Which was kind of why I felt it was essential. So we'll see. We'll see. I think if I can get the right Aether and stop him from maybe corrupting my guys, or converting my guys, I should say, there's a chance we win this. Alright, so we're pretty healthy. We are not healthy here, and I need the... What element's generating? Water? Yeah, so these are the goals to try and stagger everything. So I do need a basic earth. Not going to break this turn. Not going to heal debuffs this turn. I don't really have enough elements to make the reaction worth it, so I'm just going to do my basic flask this turn. I'm going to try and use something every single turn. Alright, the force feels wasted going into basic attacks. I think I'll do a basic attack here to start the fight. Am I just going to basic attack with everyone and slow play turn 1? That feels terrible. That feels terrible, but it keeps me from getting too corrupted. I mean, he's going to do his heal shenanigans, so these basic attacks are completely useless. can't get off a redirect. Okay, let's at least get this hand closer to breaking. Alright, 5 debuffs there. Wow, the triple miss. That's solid. Alright, wind's better for me. Naga. And oh, alright. Don't love that, but that's alright. I mean, I kind of feel like the double attack's worth it. If I can get up to 5, I'll be able to break and do 2. So if I did this... Alright, we're going to get awfully corrupted here. I kind of hate this, but if I could break both hands, I'm in a really good spot for next turn. Alright, we're up to 4 there. We need to do 12 more, so actually the dart's pretty clutch. I can dart into this. And then what am I going to do with O? O needs to heal the most. Actually, probably Naga was the move, because it would have healed off the debuffs. Pretty good harp turn here. Keeping him from his shenanigans early feels really, really good. And then I think it needs to be this. Breaking everything feels amazing and doing damage. Alright, I have a free turn next turn. Alright, he stole my corruption. And he did get 2 very healthy guys, which is the problem with me being that corrupted. And the terror is getting out of hand already. So I'm going to need to get off a massive attack here. It's going to have to come down to O doing something crazy. I think it has to be this. I'd like to do the force play, but I've got to take a couple of these attacks up top. Holy cow, is this a scary turn? I mean, do I reactivate Naga? I could reactivate to do this to get force up to then crit. But realistically, I think I do this, stagger, reactivate, and then try and get off the spawn. That's my best play. Alright, if I do this, I'm also giving 3 more power. Come on, trigger extra power here, extra force. Man, how am I doing like no damage to Naga? Alright, at least he took some on the retaliate. This is sketchy. Alright, I gotta get this terror off. This is going crazy. Alright, heal and cleanse 5 feels good. We could calm things down on Naga. We're not corrupted right now. I mean, because it's an uncorrupted turn, I almost want to just stay offensive. I mean, doing 70 here feels huge. And I'm giving potentially 2 force to the team. I don't know that I'm going to get through Naga the rest of this. Alright, the lawn dart's a good way to start breaking. So I will do this. Holy cow, 37? Bro, you gotta chill out. Alright, we heal O. More so for the power. Kinda tempted to do the fire attack, because it will start to heal debuffs. So 520, that's doing 550. So this is actually doing more. I'm just gonna keep attacking the boss. Naga's scary, but maybe I just ignore him. Alright, he's got both hands back. We're in trouble now, but at least we can hit him. What elements are they? Alright, I saw the earth. That's big. So this, we can get both. Okay, they're the elements we need to do a double attack here. And Naga's just doing a basic. Alright, that's kind of best case scenario. We gotta keep more power on O. I mean, I'm getting close to staggering their Naga, but every time I attack, I'm taking the retaliate. So I just keep this up. Is this the Hexing Harp turn? No, he's not through enough. Alright, we heal and get rid of 5 debuffs here. Oh man, I'm gonna get corrupted again, but this might not be the move because I'm taking the retaliate. Alright, Lava Surge time. It's not a big hit, but it's getting me closer to staggering those hands. And it's gotta be this. Oh, we're getting there, but it's getting out of hand. He's going to corrupt all 3. Unless I can heal some off. Honestly, I think Wormling is the least scary for him to corrupt, so... Alright. Just gonna keep juicing O shield. Three. I mean, it's gotta be to him, right? That's a pretty huge stagger to break 2 actions. And then that's going to give force to O. I'm going to save that top action. I'm going to do this, kill everything. And then I might reactivate and do it again. This feels like a really good reactivation turn. I mean, that's doing a huge amount of damage. And it's starting to cleanse debuff. let's give him 3 more power before we do this, I think. Let's do the lawn darts first. He's corrupted. It's not much damage, but it's damage. And then we give the heal to O for the power. Come on, get some extra triggers too. I'm being greedy. We got 1 out of there. Okay, that helps. I don't know, I'm feeling decent after that turn. I'm feeling decent after that turn. So 214, 211, and we're going to heal some debuffs. That feels big. He didn't get to go. He has a ton of elements. Hexing Harp is kind of not going to help at this point, but that's okay. I'm also in a position where my elements are kind of crazy generation-wise. Alright. I mean, this is big for the force purposes, and I'm doing huge damage. I've got 10 extra power, so I'm going to keep attacking. We do the lawn dart, take the little damage, and then I'm going to keep giving more power. Uh-oh. 3 temporary power feels really good. I wish O had a free action, man. This would go insane if I had a free action. Hexing Harp doesn't do anything. Healing the debuffs isn't bad. I don't hate this. It's kind of a wasted turn, but let's get rid of some corruption at least. Alright. Oh, Starbeam just kills. Cleanse Fire just kills. It's gotta be a Starbeam, right? That's what we built this whole run around. 75, 75. The item that gave us the double force was huge. Alright, that was a very kind of difficult, complex run. I've had much simpler runs, but it was a fun one. It was a fun one. Trying to build around the Starbeam made the brain work, so I'm going to clean this up and I'll get it posted. We definitely caught some cool guys. Couple shinies there. I wish we would have got the cute little heal poison one, but that's alright. It was a fun run. I will see you guys again soon.